Hi, this is Deb with Pinecone Press Design, and welcome to Jolly Holiday Projects. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? It's that time of the year. The eggnog is out in stores, and I know it is the sugary, sweet, full of calorie stuff, but I love it. Anyway, let's get going here with our Jolly Holiday Projects. First, we have our show specials. Everything on the Pinecone Press website is 25% off. So for those of you that like to make your own projects, all of the blanks, the blank albums, the blank explosion boxes, all of the blank stuff's 25% off. So are all of our kits, the card kits and the project kits. So, and then free shipping on orders over $100. So, okay, we got that basics done of the business stuff. Let's get on to our projects. For those of you that had ordered the kits with the craft along, we have the Jolly Holidays. And actually, we have two projects that came with the craft along. And yes, they're still available to order online now. But we have the Jolly Holidays that can be a 2-page layout in your album. Or they can be wall hangings. And we will talk about these more after you kind of do a little rundown of some projects, and then we will be going through on how to make those. And then the second one in that little project kit was the Merry and Bright, and kind of a 1-page that gives you a countdown to the holidays. And then if you're putting it in your album, sometimes that you then want to have that second page so there's enough supplies that you can do the second page, so you will have a dual page layout with the projects. And again, we will get looking at these in a little bit, but let's look at some of our other Jolly Holiday projects. One that we always love is our Graphics 45, and it's a Letter to Santa collection this year. So this is with our 8x8, we call it our curved back spine album, because it has all those ribs that are just really pretty in the detailed of this album. So again, it's 8x8. With this particular project, you are getting a couple sheets of the 12x12 paper, and then a full 8x8 pad. And some deep burgundy cardstock so that you could mount your one main icon here, pop dotting another one. We've got the tinsel twine that you can tie it around to give it a little sparkle. But in this album, that there are a lot of flaps that fold out, the self flap that you can open up, and we call our self flaps that you then see both sides of that card, and that it is attached onto the paper before it's adhered to the base page. Fun little accordion with one of the papers. So that opens up to be an accordion, another self flap. And again, just kind of going through and running down our holidays gives you a good feel here for this really fun album with the new G45 paper. And again, like I said, there's are lots of places for holiday photos and some journaling, because I know it seems like we never can get enough places for holiday photos in the month of December. It is such a busy time of the year. And then a pocket to add more stuff. So that is the new Letters to Santa album with the G45 paper. Other just fun projects, always ever so popular, are our collection of 4x6 chunky albums. So the album is 4x6 in size, but the way we make it with the pages that flap or accordion, this we use the characters in the paper so it accordion folds, and then each of the pages has a pocket in the top, so you don't put your adhesive along that top edge, so that you can pull out journaling cards or photos and that. So being a little album, it's a fun project, a great one for kids to make, or something to give as a little gift, because it's small enough that you can create it in not too much time, but yet it's fun because it will put in all your December stuff. So that is a little 4x6 of our Merry Christmas. And to get kind of this textured ribbon here, you use your low temp heat tool and you heat up the sheer ribbon, and it will shrivel, and it just adds a nice detail and dimension rather than being the straight ribbons. So, and the kit includes everything that you see here, the paper, the ribbons, the sheer ribbon, and your closure. And all of that is packed into a 4x6 album. Other fun projects are always our slider cards and little gift card albums. I know it's the time of the year when everybody just wants gift cards. So our slider card is, again, you pull out the one side and the other side pops out and you can put a gift card. All I want for Christmas is gas. Oh my goodness, is that ever true? So it's like right now I think I'm just giving my daughter's boyfriend $20 like every other week for gas because he picks her up for practice in school. So that is wonderful. It's well worth the $20. So I like to give him a little gas gift card so I can put it in the slider card. Or we have this little album that if you want to give somebody multiple gift cards, that is just really cute. And you've got fun little things that you could put a bunch of $20, $25 gift cards. And I think all those gas stations now sell their own gift cards that you can put into that. And that makes a cute set for a jolly holiday project. Another way of doing a gift card is a little more simple, is this one with our little penguins. And they just flip here. So that's a cute little one to add 3 little gift cards to give away. And if you want then matching that goes with that is the hot chocolate holder with, it has the 4 pockets in there that will hold your hot chocolate. And then we also have, I think, a slider gift card that goes with this too, so that you can give an individual one with the same thing of the penguins. And there. Another one that's always a really pretty nice album is Believe in the Magic of Christmas. Now this one is a 6x8. Again, that same ribbed spine, the curved back spine album, but it's a 6x8 size. And for those of you maybe that don't know, for all those that you do know, is that all of these different album sizes, whether it was the 8x8, the 6x8, the 6x6, all of them do come as blank albums for projects. This one is a pretty one that has a lot of little flaps that are pages that flip, flaps that open. And again, just summing up your holidays. Oh, right, there's the eggnog. I didn't make mine. I just bought mine. Right, can you? I love that eggnog. So here's, and lots of fun things. This is Believe in the Magic of Christmas, the 6x8 album. We have a 6x6 album. And this is a fun one because you're doing a different technique on every page. So this is Christmas Joy. And again, we have lots of flaps in this, but this starts with them included in this is a package of our flap book album. So a lot of times our flap books, people love to make smaller little projects with them, but we actually took that, altered each of the flaps. There are 6 different flaps in that package, and then so that they would do something different. So we have a flap that opens that way. We have an accordion flap here that we cut it. This one we have a flap and a flap. This one we have a lift up flap on the flap. So as you see, a lot of interactiveness on this. This one we took one of the flaps, added another score line so that we could have an accordion. So that's kind of fun. So you got that type of a look with your album. And then the back pocket. And this is our Christmas Joy album. And it's a 6x6 size. Now, speaking of the flap books, so this project here is taking 4 of the individual flaps. So in this one, because I wanted to show you, let me just show you. So this right here is one of the sections of the flap book blanks. And this is the first section in our album. And after you do your sections, then you adhere 3 of these sections together to make a book. So, and I find almost with this, I almost want to have my book, and I'll assemble it first and then put in my pages, just because as you see, you're not putting anything on the back of this section, or on the next section, you're not putting anything on the front, the back side of the front. But then when they go together, then this will open. This is Merry Christmas. This is just kind of, instead of being so serious, it's a fun, whimsical look to sum up December. So we have our Deck the Halls and Christmas parties, Christmas programs. Then the next section, we have, I loved making the cookies. We've got the cookie recipe cards, pictures of making cookies. And then in the third section, picture of Christmas jammies. Have to have that, of course. Your letter to Santa. and then pictures here. So that's a really fun little simple 3-section of the flat book pages to make this. Then this little project, just a little simple recipe album, it's only taking one of those sections to make a little recipe folio, and that opens. So then you have, this will open and open. We added a couple extra score lines to give it that thickness and the definition there, because we've got a lot going on here. Then the inside center section is 4 envelopes that are tucked together or adhered together to make a really fun little waterfall element. And by using the envelopes, it has created the pocket. So then each of the pockets, we can pull out a recipe card, 1 or 2 recipes in each of those. So if you're giving somebody maybe some Christmas cookies in the neighborhood, you might want to include a few of the recipes. Or this is really fun if you're doing a cookie exchange party, then you can give everybody a little album. After they get their pictures developed, they put in here, and then you can pre-print the recipes if they send you the recipes before your party. Now, one little trick to make just a basic, could be a basic 3x5 card, and just add a little bit of scrap of your paper, 1/4 inch of your decorative paper, and that really dresses up your recipe cards, and that will just go right into that pocket of your envelope. And that is our little recipe folio album. Again, a cute little, fun little jolly holiday project. Okay, so we've talked about that. Oh, a couple other ones. I'm going to just show you the printed instructions on this side instead of the project. But we have a couple explosion boxes. One that holds our cookie recipe cards, and then one that has coupons for. This coupon is good for a romantic stroll. This is a good for a day of shopping, a day of fun. And with our explosion boxes, they are created, they're 2 layers, and then there's pockets in each of the layers. So you'll actually get 8 pockets. So on the Christmas coupon, you have coupons to put into each of your pockets. On the Christmas cookie recipe explosion, then you have your recipe cards that will slip into your pockets. Now this is fun because then when you take off the top, you know, and the layers open out, you can put a bag of cookies, treats right there in the center of that. We also show this as 2 projects in one. If you want to have an open side explosion box, so see here, you can see your layers. Then you'll take the base or your 4th layer. If that is a closed, that would be a closed explosion box if you add these open layers onto there, or put them together and make a little candy dish or holiday treat dish. So that is 2 fun projects with Christmas coupons explosion box or the recipe cards. Now just a simple, sometimes you want to just give a simple little card to somebody. This is 1 sheet of paper. It's just so cute on the back, and you can choose which ones for your panels. But again, you have 3 cards in here, and these are 6x6 cards. So by cutting apart this paper, right here is your front cover, and then you cut out, filled with smiles, or may your holidays be filled with sugar and spice. Put that onto the front cover. You've got your little bit of rickrack to stick in there. Then here's your pocket so that you can put in your hot chocolate packets in there. And if you want to put in a recipe, you could put in a recipe in there to maybe do a spiced cocoa or something else to your cocoa, make them not so plain. And by this being double-sided, you could have this on the inside, or you could choose your squares here for the inside. This fun little kit, you create 3 of these hot cocoa cards there with the ribbon, and just, like I said, just simple instructions on how easy that is to create. And what a fun little project with a single sheet of paper. Put this here with your rickrack. You just have so many jolly holiday projects. Just love it. Okay, let's look at how to make your Christmas calendars. So for those of you that have the kits, if you want to pull them out. Now, if you're hanging these, and maybe you have a narrow space, so you want to do your calendar this way and hang them this way, then obviously you're going to run your numbers differently if you're going to come across to here and start and go all the way down through 24. This one we just showed as side by side. So if you just want to put these in your album, then you've got two 12 by 12 pages to put into your album. If not, the kit does include 2 pieces of the corrugated cardboard so that it makes it stiff so that you could hang up your album. Okay, so you can see with each of these, you have your glassine envelopes, and then each pocket has 2 cards in it, a base one for photo, and then one that has lines or grids, something so that you can add like a journaling card. This one is just hot cocoa. We didn't add another card to that because it was just such a cute little graphic. But as you see, all of these have either lines or grids, someplace to add a second photo, or you're making your list. I think it just turned out to be a really cute little project. So what you're going to do is, you've got all your stuff here of your kit. Pull out all of this. So we're going to prep our base page, and it tells us that we are going to be with a pencil draw a light line. So let me get this here. And you are going to be doing your lines at 3 7/8, 7 7/8, and 11 7/8. So I just marked this really simple. Let's just go ahead, set that up for 3 7/8. And for those of you that maybe not, math has been a long time away, the 7/8 mark, here's your 3/4, and your 4, the 7/8 is in between there. Now this is divided up into 16 little tick marks, so that is your 7/8 mark. So I have 3 7/8, and then I'm going to go for my top 7 7/8, and then I'm going to come up 1/8 of an inch from my bottom. And that would be my 11 7/8. And I want to do that same thing on the other side. So I've got 3 7/8, 7 7/8, and then my 11 7/8. And you can then erase this later, or if you put this on there, going to be my pencil line is so light, and there's so much other stuff going on here that you will not even really notice the pencil line after you get everything on here. So this is my base page. I'm drawing my 3 lines on there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my packet of glassine envelopes, and they need to be 3 3/4 inch, which is height-wise, so that they'll fit on there and get me my 3 pages. I'm going to take my pocket, and to make it shorten, it says 1 inch up. Well, that line right there where we have already folded up to make the pocket is about our inch. So I just go through, and on all 24 of them, I'll go ahead. A lot of stuff here. Let's see. Hopefully you can see this. I'm in here. Yeah, good. Okay, so I just fold that up right there along that seam, and then put fold it a little too high. There, let's just check. Yep, there's 3 1/2. So then I'm going to add a little adhesive so that folds up. You want to fold it up straight. So I've got that folded. And I am going to do that with all 24 of my pockets. I'm going to go ahead, fold that up. And I'm going to just add a little adhesive so that it stays up. I'm going to do my next one. Fold that one. I'm not going to sit here on camera and do all these, but there, that gives you 3 of them, so you kind of see what we're going to be doing. So then I'm going to space these on my page, and I'm going to adhere them down onto my page. And you see, if we're going to go down this way, that gives me enough room by making them a little shorter. And of course, I need to trim off that bottom strip, but I'll do that. So that there gives me my spacing. If I line it right up with the line, or if I'm going to go across this way, then I'm just going to eyeball it. For those of you that don't want to eyeball and you can measure so you get them equally spaced across there. But I just eyeballed it. And then I'm going to fold this one up. So you've got 4 going across. So you're going to have 3 rows of 4 across, and that's going to give you 12 of your little envelopes per page. Now, And these pockets are enough that you can, like I said, we showed on here that we put in 2 cards. We also, oops, there was a Starbucks gift card here in this one. Okay, it either slipped out or somebody took my Starbucks card. Yeah, everybody loves their Starbucks card. But the pocket says you can put in gift cards or little notes, little pieces of candy, whatever in each of your pockets. But there you see, so we'll line those up, and we're going to get 4 across, and we're going to go up and down, and with our 3 rows. And that gives you the base of your page. So then you've got your pockets. That done. Created. So now we were going to be making then our insert cards. In this kit, you have 2 decks of cards. Primarily this one, you're going to be using this for the icons. So we have 8 different little fun little icons. And on this, let me just show you. So, okay, let's find our snowman card. So here's my snowman card. I need to make them a little narrower. So on our cards, it's telling us, so our specialty cards, you want to trim the sides so they're 2.5 wide. So I trimmed it so 2.5 wide. So I took off that green border, and then I took off the word. And then the word I put on the outside of the envelope. So we did that with the snowman, with the stockings, with the cocoa. We didn't use all of them. So, gingerbread man. So you can go ahead and you still have a few left over, or you can use them all. Then the other pages, we're going to cut these so that they are 2.5 wide again, and then the 4 inches, or we want to make them 3 inches tall. So let's see if I can, nope, that one has a, here we go. Find out where the first one is. So there, we cut it just down the lines to make it 2.5 inches, 3 inches tall, so that it will fit in here. And then we can add our ribbons and be able to pull that out. So this deck, we primarily used it for all the pages that had either open blanks or the lines on them. There's a gingerbread, there's a cocoa, candy canes, ornaments. See, there's so many fun different things. So we get there. So now our back cards, then we have the second deck. And again, you'll want to go through and just tear apart all the different pages on this. And these cards we're going to make a little bit wider. So we're going to go 2 5/8 wide. So each of these, you can get 2 cards per page. And again, if you want to use more of like the little emblems. So we've got the heart. We have just a newsprint, stockings, stars. And if you want to accent those, do that. And then you'll still be able to have enough to make it 2 5/8 wide, and you're making this 2.5 wide. My card is 6 inches, so you're going to have plenty to cut from each card. And again, this is just a mix and match. So you want to have a stack of cards that are 2.5 by 3, and those will be your front cards. You want 24 of those, and then you want 24 of your back cards that are going to be 2 5/8 by 3 1/4. So our back cards are just a little bit taller than our front card, so that you see on each of these, you can see a little bit of the back that sits around that, so that you see obviously that there's a front and a back card in the border. And again, so when you get your pile of 24 and 24, then you can start putting them in. If you have some pictures, you wait for your pictures or different notes of what we've got going on for that day. There's, again, always just so much going on with the month of December between school activities and parties and church stuff. And then, so you can start setting these up to for your holidays. Okay, if you want these as a wall hanging, so you're going to get it all finished and all set up. Oh, and then you do have in your kit, you have 2 sheets of 12 by 12 stickers. So you've got the really fun countdown stickers, and you have icons that match your smaller cards. Then if you want to add, you can go through and you could even add your own little flags. If you didn't want to use the ones that had like the little banners on them, you could add your own, because then you've got a set of 24 of those cards. Or on some of these, we use the small little numbers, and you can put then the small little number on each of those cards. Or save your numbers for different projects. But that is a great little fun way. Okay, then if you want to add more little icons and word elements, then with this sheet, you have all these fun different things that you can embellish all of your pockets with your sticker words. Like I said, you see the icons. So it's just a lot of fun stuff in this kit for your embellishing. Okay, then when it's all done, go ahead and adhere it to your sheet. You are going to need a crocodile to go ahead and punch your hole, or you can just take the end of your scissors, and just bore it out. And then take your ribbon, tie it through, tie a little knot, and you've got great countdown calendar or 2 pages for your albums. Okay, that gives you a quick rundown on how to make this one. Now let's look at our other one as our Merry and Bright. And this is just kind of fun as a 1-page versus a 2-page. Again, you have, oops, I didn't pull out an extra kit of this one. Okay, you have if you're doing a 2-page layout, you have 2 sheets of your blue. You have a sheet that has your Merry and Bright and your snowman and bigger snowman and little snowman and your strips of your letters. And then you have your red cardstock. So go ahead, take out one of your blue papers, put that down. You're going to cut your Merry and Bright and your snowman, adhere that. Now, we wanted to make that spacing a little bit narrower, so we cut apart those 2 borders just right there along the line so that we could put that across. Then you're going to cut apart in long border strips your numbers. Go ahead either with a thin red line tape or with a glue, put down a thin little bead here and across the bottom so that you're making pockets. If you want to, you can even add a little bead of glue here. We did not on this one, but you certainly can to keep them in your space. Then you have your red cardstock. So depending on if you're using it as a 2-page layout, you're going to cut your big old red photo mat. Then you're going to have enough red left over to mount and do your little squares. So our squares our photos are cut to 1.5 by 1.5, and our red squares are 1 5/8 by 1 5/8, so that you can see a little bit of the red around each of those. Then, because you have the bigger snowman, and then those are the little snowmen. If you want to put little snowmen in amongst your photos, you can put your little snowman in. But again, like I said, so you've got, your school plays. You have your fun little angels there with their pipe cleaner headbands. Other blank photos of tubing days, getting ready, cookie making. So those were the little snowmen. Then our bigger snowman we used on our layout. And again, this is optional. If you're not doing this as a 2-page layout, then you don't need to use that stuff if you're just going to hang it. Again, you have a 3rd piece of the chipboard or the corrugated so that you could make this into a wall hanging, so it's going to be a little stiffer to use. So there it gives you a really simple Merry and Bright countdown, a 1-page. And then we've got our 2-page with our glassine pockets. So as you see, we have a lot of fun, happy holiday, jolly holiday projects. If you go to the site, pineconepressdesign.com, you will get 25% off of everything, free shipping over 100. We've got lots of fun little projects, and happy holidays. Thank you. Bye-bye.